In a previous video, I talked about getting started with SynShare, and that included My Networks. This video is going to be a recap of My Networks and additional tips and tricks. So, if you remember in the last video, I talked about how when you come into SynShare, you're going to come into the Schedule a Post page. And we want to go to My Network, so we click on the second icon, and if you hover over the icon, it's going to say My Networks. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. Then the first thing that you're going to want to do when you get in here is you're going to want to hit refresh, because you want to make sure you have all the different groups and pages that you are an admin of. For first-time users, you're not going to have a lot of Facebook groups and pages listed here because it's your first time coming in, and you're going to want to hit the refresh link here, because what's that going to do is SynShare is going to reach out to Facebook and find all the groups and the pages that you admin. Like it says right here that it might take a little while depending on how many pages and groups you belong to, but sometimes it goes pretty fast like it did right now. And another thing is you want to make sure whenever you add new groups or pages in the future that you want to come in here and hit refresh. So after you've got all your groups and pages that you are admin of appearing on your My Networks, you're going to need to give permission to Facebook groups that you admin so you can post to Facebook from within SynShare. So how to do that is, if you notice over here under Facebook groups, there is a broken heart. You're going to want to click on that so it says action required. So click on that, and then it's going to give you some instructions on how you can get the SynShare app attached to your group. And this is something I'm going to show you how to do right now. So what you do is you click on Connect Group on Facebook. And then when you get to this page, it's going to bring you up right to the settings for your group. So you're going to want to go all the way down to the bottom. Oops. And then click on the pencil icon here. And when you come in here, it's going to say these apps are active in your group. Obviously, there isn't any apps listed here. But to add the SynShare app, you click on Add Apps. Then, instead of scrolling through all these different apps, you can just go over here to where it says Group Apps, and you can type in the word SynShare. And it should bring up the SynShare app. Then it's going to come up again and ask you if you want to add this app to your group, and you're going to go ahead and click Add. And now it has a message down here in the corner. It says that it's been added to SynShare. And then you just go back to the SynShare in the other window and you hit cancel from here. So you notice that it still is broken. So this is when you're going to want to click on the refresh again. And like I said, it's going to take a little time depending on the number of albums, groups, and pages that you are associated with, and how fast your internet is going, and what's going on as well. So we just gotta wait for it. It should come up very shortly. And okay, so now it is filled in. So now it's a solid heart. It's not broken anymore. So what the heart means is if you want something to appear in your Schedule Post page, so right here, Solely Jane with Maria, let's check and make sure it's not in the Facebook groups on your Schedule Post page. Look down here, I don't see anything about Solely Jane with Maria. We'll just go back to Networks, and then we're going to go here, right next to Solely Jane with Maria, and we're going to click on it so it gets solid. So then if we go back to Schedule a Post, the Solely Jane with Maria now appears. So you need to repeat this step for all the Facebook groups that you want to appear on the Schedule a Post page. So for every single one. You're only going to need to do this once. It's just a one-time thing for each group. But as you add on new groups, you're going to have to make sure that you do this step. Because if you don't do it, it's not going to work. Okay, another thing to note is, I don't have it, but if you had a broken heart here up on your Facebook timeline, what this means is that you haven't downloaded the Cinshare app. So the Cinshare app is used for push notifications. So Facebook actually took away the ability to auto post, just to your timeline because of spam, but you can still pre-schedule your post to your timeline. So when it's time, when you schedule your post and it's time to post to Cinshare, Cinshare is going to send you a push notification through the app, as long as you have that turned on your phone. And then when you receive this notification and click on it, it's going to take you into Cinshare. Then you'll go all the bottom to your post that you want to post to Facebook timeline, and you click on Post Now. And if you had any text attached, maybe you just had an image, but if you had text attached to the image, when you get to the place where you would add a message or text, you do right click and do paste. So this procedure is because of Facebook guidelines, and there's no way to get around it. And then another thing that I wanted to mention is the eyeball. I know I mentioned it in the last video, but the eyeball is how you can hide or unhide groups or pages from appearing on your list. So like for this one, if I wanted to hide it, I would just click it and then it's gone. But if you want to add it back again, you can go up here to show all, and then you can search through your groups and pages to see what you want to add. So I'm going to go add that back. This, the reason for this is basically if you have a bunch of Facebook party groups or pages, or just groups in general, and you're no longer posting to them, or maybe it was a party or training that has expired and you no longer want to post to it, then you can just easily hide it on this list. So, okay, so next is, I'm just going to go and I'm going to hide all it. So next is linking your group to your Facebook business page. Linking groups from your business page allows you to post as your business page in your groups instead of posting as your personal profile. This is something that Facebook wants businesses to do, to post as their business page instead of their personal profile. So for example, I have a business page called Solely Jane with Maria and a group called Happy Souls by Maria. When I post something to the group, it's going to post it as my business page instead of my personal name, as long as I have it all set up, and I do not, so we're going to do that right now. So first what we need to do is we need to go into the business page. So the business page is Happy Souls by Maria. I have it up here already. I'll go to the business page. We need to link the group to the business page. So go to the business page and you click on groups. And then here is where you click on link group, and then you find the group that you want to link to. So I want to link to the Solely Jane with Maria. So I just click on link and then I hit link again. And it's all linked, so it shows it's linked. So then I go back to Cinshare, and then where there's these little people here, I just click on that to link the group. And then if it's over here on the list, all I do is check the box where it says Solely Jane with Maria, and then I hit link. So it'll tell me that it's been linked to Happy Souls by Maria. So then if I click down here, if I bring up the drop down box here, it says linked groups, Solely Jane with Maria. So when I go into my group, this is Solely Jane with Maria, it shows that Happy Souls by Maria is now linked to Solely Jane with Maria. So after you have added it to Facebook, you've linked the groups and you link your page to the group here, And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to the bottom of where it shows the linked groups and make sure the eyeball is selected and the heart is selected. So I'm just going to click on the heart and it's going to fill in. And then if you go back to the schedule post page, you will notice that now there is under the Facebook page, Happy Souls by Maria, there's a linked group. And this is how you would link if you want to post from your personal profile. So I'm going to clear all. So if you wanted to post from your personal profile to the group, you could choose Solely Jane with Maria. But if you wanted to post to with your business page, you would go under the business page and you would click on the linked group. So I will just show you the two different scenarios right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a quick post. And I can post to both these things at the same time. So that's just the beauty of Cinshare. I could post to all these different pages if I want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose 11:04 because that's coming up pretty quick here. Happy Wednesday. I got Solely Jane with Maria and Solely Jane with Maria. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and schedule the post. Once you schedule the post, it's going to show up over here in your upcoming items. So here it shows that it's going to be posting to two different places. If you hover over it, it shows that it's going to be going to Solely Jane with Maria as Happy Souls by Maria. And if you hover that, it's going to be going to Solely Jane with Maria as your personal profile. So I'm just going to go into the Solely Jane with Maria group. This was something that I posted earlier. So let's just go ahead and refresh. And then you will notice that just now it shows there's one Happy Wednesday, and this is the one that I chose to go to directly to the group from my personal profile. And this one is where I chose to go to the group from within the page. So now it says Happy Souls by Maria. So that is how that works. So just a little bit more information about the networks. And we briefly touched on this the other day. There's Twitter, and you can do the same thing if you want to see it on your scheduled post page. You click on the hearts. If you want it to be checked by default, you just check the different checks to make them darker. Same with Instagram. If you want them to appear on the scheduled post page, you just fill in the heart. If you don't, you unselect it. And if you want to add more Instagram accounts, you just click on add. And same with LinkedIn. So be sure to subscribe to my page if you want to learn more about Cinshare. Otherwise, if you want to sign up for Cinshare, click the link in the description.